Hi, I'm Peter J. Ray. Welcome to Adventures in History. Today's topic is Inspiring Quotes from World History, Part 1. Anne Frank. I keep my ideals because, in spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart. Sigmund Freud. One day, in retrospect, the years of struggle will strike you as the most beautiful. Lord Buddha. All that we are is the result of what we have thought. Calvin Coolidge. Nothing in this world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful people with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. The slogan, "Press on," has solved and always will solve the problems of the human race. Mahatma Gandhi. A small body of determined spirits, fired by an unquenchable faith in their mission, can alter the course of history. Robert Heinlein. A generation which ignores history has no past and no future. Winston Churchill. Those that fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Thomas Edison. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. Confucius. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Julius Caesar. I came, I saw, I conquered. Neil Armstrong. Here men from the planet Earth first set foot upon the moon, July 1969 AD. We came in peace for all mankind. Abraham Lincoln. With malice toward none, with charity for all, with firmness in the right, as God gives us to see the right, let us strive on to finish the work we are in, to bind up the nation's wounds. Aldous Huxley. That men do not learn very much from the lessons of history is the most important of all lessons of history. John Adams. Second U.S. President. Posterity. You will never know how much it cost the present generation to preserve your freedom. I hope you will make a good use of it. Will Durant. Most of us spend too much time on the last 24 hours and too little on the last 6,000 years. Milton Friedman. The record of history is absolutely clear. There is no alternative way of improving the lot of the ordinary people that can hold a candle to the productive activities that are unleashed by a free enterprise system. Louis D. Brandeis. Most of the things worth doing in the world had been declared impossible before they were done. Grover Cleveland. A truly American sentiment recognizes the dignity of labor and the fact that honor lies in honest toil. George C. Lichtenberg. Perhaps in time the so-called Dark Ages will be thought of as including our own. John Dahlberg Acton. History is not a burden on the memory, but an illumination of the soul. Marge Piercy. Never doubt that you can change history. You already have. Alfred de Vigny. On the day when man told the story of his life to man, history was born. Reinhold Niebuhr. Nothing which is true or beautiful or good makes complete sense in any immediate context of history. Therefore, we must be saved by faith. Maya Angelou. The more you know of your history, the more liberated you are. Martin Luther King Jr. Nonviolence is a powerful and just weapon. Indeed, it is a weapon unique in history, which cuts without wounding and ennobles the man who wields it. Thomas Paine. These are the times that try men's souls. The summer soldier and the sunshine patriot will, in this crisis, shrink from the service of their country. But he that stands by it now deserves the love and thanks of man and woman. Tyranny, like hell, is not easily conquered. Yet we have this consolation with us, that the harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph. George Washington. Gentlemen, you will permit me to put on my spectacles, for I have grown not only gray, but almost blind in the service of my country. Franklin D. Roosevelt. This great nation will endure, as it has endured, will revive and prosper. Let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. A poem, Paul Revere's Ride. Listen, my children, and you shall hear of the midnight ride of Paul Revere. On the 18th of April in 1775, hardly a man is now alive who remembers that famous day and year. He said to his friend, "If the British march by land or sea from the town tonight, hang a lantern aloft in the belfry arch of the North Church Tower as a signal light. One if by land, two if by sea, and I on the opposite shore will be, ready to ride and spread the alarm through every Middlesex village and farm, for the country folk to be up and arm." So through the night rode Paul Revere, and so through the night went his cry of alarm, a cry of defiance and not of fear, a voice in the darkness, a knock at the door, and a word that shall echo evermore. For born on the night wind of the past, through all our history to the last, in the hour of darkness and peril and need, the people will waken and listen to hear the hurrying hoofbeats of that steed and the midnight message of Paul Revere. The British are coming. Patrick Henry. Is life so dear or peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery? Forbid it, Almighty God. I know not what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty or give me death. Winston Churchill. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender. If you're going through hell, keep going. Sure I am of this, you have only to endure to conquer. Never, never, never give up. Jesus Christ. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Well, that concludes today's presentation. God bless all the people in history whose words of wisdom and inspiration were recorded and can help us today. History is a wonderful resource that's always available to help us today. It's full of power, inspiration, entertainment, and relevant for hard times that we're going through right now. So I hope people can turn to history and can, like I said, history can help us today in dealing with this present coronavirus pandemic and all the challenges people are facing. Because if you study history, people in the past all over the world have been through hard times also, maybe different conditions, but I think there's a lot of things, relevant principles which can be utilized from other hard times that can help us today if we study history. As I said, history is always there, and it's a wonderful, powerful research which can be used in the here and now. You might consider checking out our website, Adventures in History with Peter J. Ray at peterjray.com. Excuse me. So far, we've made 631 history videos in 7 areas: world history, American history, book reviews, poetic tours, Cleveland baseball, family history, and autobiography. Excuse me. There's a donate button. You might consider making a donation so we can continue making these videos. You also might consider checking out our podcast, Adventures in History. If you live in Metro Manila, Philippines, and are looking for a high school, you might consider, checking out Restless Educational Center, which is located in San Juan, Metro Manila. At Restless, we specialize in helping young people who have had difficulty in the larger traditional high schools. And the website is ressalest.education, RESALEST. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. God bless you. Take care. And I'll see you next time.